What I have here is a light globe, an old vintage light globe. I actually thrifted 2 of these, just the globes. They were on an online auction, and they were kind of shown like this, and they were advertised as vases. And I knew they weren't vases because they had a hole on both ends. And I recognized them as light globes, so I thought these would make really cool hanging planters. So I've got this light globe. Now you see light globes all the time. Mostly you see them without a hole in this end, the old vintage ones from the old homes. And we'll be upcycling one of those also in this video. But for right now, we're gonna work with this one. So I've got this globe, and I have got 8 yards of 16 gauge copper wire. I bought this at Hobby Lobby, and it was $7.49, and it was not on sale because I didn't want to wait. I wanted to go ahead and get started with this video, but this was in kind of the beading and jewelry making area. So what we're gonna have when we get finished is going to be a hanging planter. It's gonna hang like this. Now, you could seal up this hole, but I'm gonna make this to hang on a porch. So I want a drain hole in a pot plant, a potted plant. You know, you always want a drain hole, or you can overwater and you can kill your plant with water. So we're gonna unwind some of this, and this copper wire is pretty easy. They have wire in all different colors. They have wire that's stainless steel and wire that's different colors and different fabric, metal alloys. But I want it the copper. I'm just really liking copper these days, y'all. So what I'm gonna do, it's got a little lip here. Can you see the little lip? This is where it attached into the lamp. So what I'm gonna do is just start wrapping this around here. Just gonna unroll it and wrap it around here. And I'm not gonna cut it off until I get to where I'm going, because you can't put the ends back together, right? So this is just about wide enough to go on this. And you want this part relatively snug, because this is going to have some weight when you put a plant on it. So you don't want it slipping off and breaking. Now if it breaks, you know, with use, potted plants fall down, they break. People that raise plants know this. You see how pretty that copper looks there? So I've got, this is gonna be three wraps. Now I'm gonna wrap this over. See, I've got the end here. I'm gonna wrap this on around. So I wanna do something decorative with my wire. Got my little jewelry pliers here. These jewelry pliers, they don't have any grip teeth in them in here. So they do, but they're real slight. So you want it like that, because what you don't want is your teeth to put a mark on your wire. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull this down like this. Now I'm gonna take my wire here, my wire end. See how I'm wrapped? I'm doing this so I can have an end. I'm gonna twist this. I'm gonna twist this. And I'm I'm going to bend it tight so that it holds tight so it won't come undone. Now, let's do something decorative with this. This wire is pretty forgiving, I think. Capturing the end, see just the little end. Now you could leave it like this. You could, I'm gonna make a little hanger. Wrap that back around like that. I'm gonna double these up, see? Now I'm gonna fold this up to be a little tab hanger. So we have to hang this with something. I'm gonna wrap it back around here. See how I'm wrapping it? And this piece is gonna go on around here. So I've got my little tab hanger there. And now I'm gonna do something decorative with this. Well, what could I do with this? Well, I could put some big wooden beads on it. I could just twist it into a curlicue. I could put some glass beads on it. I think I'm gonna put some wooden beads on it. Okay, I put this wooden bead up here. And I thought I was just gonna put a row of beads, but I think I'm gonna do something a little decorative. So, I'm holding the pliers up close to the bead. I'm just gonna wrap this around a little bit. So it makes kind of a little tendril. I'm gonna slide another bead on it. Now when you do something like this, now see how that looks? I like that. Y'all like that? I think that's cute. If you do something like this, you're not really gonna make it, it's not really gonna be perfectly symmetrical on both sides. It's gonna be kind of organic, kind of boho looking, kind of. That might be all I can put on here. Let me see if I can get this. It's always nice to have two pair of these little pliers, because then you can hold the wire with both ends. All right, let's see if we can just bend that up now. We're just gonna bend this little wire up against that wooden bead. There we go. It's right up tight against it and it doesn't catch on my finger. All right, what do you think about that? Now we're gonna wrap this wire back around this way. And what we want to do is make a loop on this side. So I'm gonna pull off some wire and I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. It's pretty easy to cut. Now we're on this side. I need to run it through here. So it stays. You see, I just ran it through a loop. And it's almost like I'm tying a knot in it. You see how I'm going back up under it? You just want to work it around, just take your time. This glass is pretty thick. I don't know if you can see how thick this is. Now you'd want to be real careful if you were using glass that was thinner. Say the glass from, I don't know, ceiling fan lights. You want to be real careful with something like that. All right, now we're going to make a loop. Okay, we've got this wrapped around. We're holding it really tight here, and I've run the wire over and under this. I'm going to just kind of work it down to a loop. And what I'm going to do here, see how I've got it bent around there? Just going to use my pliers to try and pull it a little tighter. So when you hold it, you don't have any give in it, and when you pull on this, you don't have any give. So I'm just going to see if I can't work this around a little bit tighter with that. Now, we're going to do the same thing as we did over here. We're going to put 3 beads on. 1 bead right up there. And we're going to take our pliers. Make us a little curlicue. Holding the pliers right there, can you see? Now I'm just going to bend the wire around the nose of the pliers. I promise you it's a lot easier when you're doing this and you're not trying to keep it under a camera view. Let's see if I can just lay it down and get it where y'all can see it. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. There, little cute curlicue, see? Now we'll add another bead. Twisting it around, another little curlicue, and our last bead. Now you wouldn't have to put beads on this, you could put tassels on it, you could put just about whatever. Now we're a little long here, so I'm going to cut some of it off, nip that little end off. There we go. Now, just roll this little thing up against the bead. There we go. Now, so all we have to do here is kind of straighten up our wire. Pin that down. So what do y'all think? Now, all we need is a hanger and a plant. So what kind of hanger are we going to use? Well, we could fashion a hanger out of the copper wire. We could make a boho hanger. I think I'm going to make just a little bail. Well, a little bail to go over it. You make like a little bail like this, but if you have a plant that grows up and doesn't droop down, That might be in the way, but let's see what we can do with the bale. Here's the finished planter. I just put a copper wire bale on the top, a nice long one. Now don't worry that it's a little crooked, because when you have some weight on it, that'll straighten out. I just made a figure-8 loop around the little loops we made to attach the bale. I went ahead and added some little jute tassels to the ends. I just crimped them on that last little curlicue wire there. And if you don't know how to make a tassel, there's all kinds of online tutorials for doing that. But here it is, and when I get it planted, I'll hang it and show y'all the finished project. Well, here are the finished planters. This one is made from a vintage light fixture that was kind of short and squatty and does not have a hole in the bottom of it. You'll see that I made it just about the same way I made the others. This would be a great little item to use to root cuttings because it would hold water. Or you could also use a self-watering plant in it. I've got one of those to show you in just a minute. But these are just silk florals that I put in there to give you an idea of how the plants would look all planted out. I really enjoy the way they swing. This is a self-watering plant that I purchased at a nursery, but you can do this when you repot your plants. You just put a cotton cord in through the root ball and run it out the drain holes. And then the cord sits down in the water and it wicks moisture up and provides constant moisture. Well, here's one that I made similar to the one I showed you on the video, but I used macrame cord to make the tassels with this. It also has the wood beads and the copper wire, and I put wandering Jew in it to show you how nice a trailing plant looks in these. And you see that it just kind of twirls in the breeze and looks so attractive out there. This is the one that I showed you the upcycle on. It's got spider plant in it. Spider plant works really well in this as well. I just love the way it twirls and moves in the breeze. It gives a lot of interest to my porch. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you're not already a subscriber, I invite you to subscribe and to ring the bell so you get notified when I upload more videos. We'll be doing more DIY gift items, and we'll also be doing thrift hauls and thrift upcycles. But until then, I ask that God's face would shine upon you, that His blessings would flow down on you and your family, and that we would meet again soon. This is Ginger with Ginger Snap Thrifting.